So how much does it actually cost to throw all those parts in a car like the big YouTubers do? Well, I'm about to create my ultimate parts list and use the power of Photoshop to imagine my ultimate BMW M3 build using only the Throtl parts catalog. This is about to get really expensive. The M3 CS is powered by the almighty S55 3-liter twin-turbo inline-six engine that produces 453 horsepower, around 440 pound-feet of torque. This thing revs to almost 8 grand, and it goes from 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds. This thing is a beast. But you know us car people, stock is never good enough. We can't leave stuff alone. Let's head over to the Throtl site and see what kind of parts we can throw at this thing. And then we'll throw it into Photoshop and just dial in an amazing rendering of the car that we could potentially build. All right, so let's start shopping. And this is actually the inspiration for this video. Throtl is doing a giveaway for this car, a bunch of money. The cars inspired me so much. So let's see what we can do with the theoretical car that we have, a 2018 BMW M3 Search. And right off the bat, this is what gets me on this site. 767 products that you could potentially put on your car. Let's first take a look at suspension components because this is usually where I start in Photoshop, and I will drop the car down or raise the car up, get the stance the right way. And so I just want to see what they have here as far as suspension. And this is what's cool. We've got everything from adjustable lowering springs all the way up to full coilover kits. This is amazing. So of course this is supposed to be a dream build. I'm just gonna go with, like, I found this AST 2015 to 2018 BMW M3 F80, and this is legit. It's got external reservoirs, front and rear, full suspension kit, and it comes in at a cool price of only $6,000. Let's go. There's no real limit on this video because this is all imagination. So since we're changing the suspension geometry, we might as well go ahead and throw some sway bars at it. I'm checking out this IBOC anti-roll kit. That is a steal. That's 650 bucks. Add to cart. Let's go. All right, so we've thrown some money at the suspension parts. I think the next thing I want to take a look at is the exhaust. Exhaust is one of those things that you can change on the car that's just going to really dial in the sound. It's going to make it unique. You can make it sound like what you want it to sound like. So louder, quieter, give it some burbles and pops. Let's see what Throtl has for the exhaust system on this car. 20 results that are coming up, and we've got this AFE Mach Force XP. Got a ton of other, oh, I like the black ones. I'm a sucker for black exhaust. It kind of hides it, but then you also know that something's going on. And just taking a look at the stock car, I mean, it comes with the quad tips, which looks really cool. They are in that kind of stainless steel polished finish. I think I'm gonna go with the black. So now it's just a matter of, do I want to spend 4 grand on the MagnaFlow, or do I want to spend 27 on the AFE, or we can get the AWE tuning for less than 2 grand? No, we're going MagnaFlow. Let's do it. MagnaFlow BMW M3 L6 3-liter SS catback performance sport exhaust, $3,942. So clean. And of course you got to trust the MagnaFlow name. So yeah, add to cart. So before we get too far, how about we just drop in the comments, how much do you think this is gonna cost? What is the final bill gonna be on a build like this? I have no idea. All right, so we got the exhaust dialed in, suspension. Let's go ahead and throw an intake on there just for good measure. I'm just gonna pick the first one that shows up. $1,500, add to cart. Let's go. And what I do really appreciate is that they have a ton of parts for the looks of the car as well. And so I'm noticing little bits like this carbon fiber trunk, carbon fiber mirror caps. So, I love some carbon fiber. Let's go ahead and just grab a bunch of these and throw them onto our list. Let's go. Adding our carbon fiber parts in Photoshop is actually going to be pretty simple. When you're overlaying any texture, you can use a combination of layer styles, transparency, a little bit of curves adjustment, and the transform tool to actually overlay that texture right on top of existing parts, or if you want to build those parts using the pen tool, and then you can just kind of draw in the highlights and the shadows to make it all fit. The main thing is to have a great stock photo of the texture you want. So in this case, carbon fiber. And with that, all of our carbon overlays are put on the car. And now I'm just having fun. I love a good tinted tail light. They've got different bulbs as well for the car, but I think just just to add that last little bit of taste on there, I'm gonna go ahead and add these to the cart. And now we get to one of my favorite things to change on the car, the wheels. The 2018 BMW M3 CS runs a staggered setup as far as the wheels and tires go. They're running Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires on a 19-inch front wheel and a 20-inch rear wheel. I think I'm going to try to keep that set up, but we'll see what Throtl gives me as far as options. And here on the Throtl website, it's pretty easy. You just put in your car, or you can do the size and the brand of the wheel, and then you hit shop for wheels. And let's do a complete set of 4. And let's see what options it gives me. Yeah, it's giving me the staggered setup. That's going to be sick. And in stock today, yeah, 120 available right now. Let's see what it gives me. Yeah, let's go. Starting off strong with the BBS wheels. So now the task is to find the wheel that I think will look the best in my version of the M3. Let's go. I've got my top 5 wheels dialed in that I think I want to try on the car, and then we'll make a decision. So I'm thinking it's between the BBS LMs, got the Rohanas, which are way cheaper, got these HREs, and I am a sucker for a multi-spoke. Of course, we got the Beyerns, and this reminds me of just like a classic kind of M5, old 8 series kind of wheel. And then one more Rohana with this bronze gold finish and a little bit of an angled kind of design on the wheel. So, and I had to do it. I had to go with the BBS wheels, just the polished lip with the graphite center and then the gold lettering of the BBS logo in the middle, the center cap. Just it dialed it in for me. It felt like traditional BMW racing, but brought into the new era with the 2018 just looked really good. So last thing I want to do on this is really just dial in the render, make this a piece of art for all of you. So what is the damage on this car? We've got a carbon fiber hood for 1,300 bucks. We've got 6 grand on those BBS wheels. I think it's totally worth it. Those things are sick. Got some tail lights, got that ducktail spoiler, bunch of carbon fiber bits, got that intake, $1,500. Got that custom MagnaFlow exhaust for another 4 grand. All that protection. If there's somebody at Throtl that is watching me put together this cart and maybe like getting super anxious, I'm sorry, I'm not actually going to order this stuff. Please forgive me for a grand total of $25,000, the price of a whole another car. And then none of the stuff is even installed if you just order it, right? You've got to pay somebody to install this, or you've got to take the time to do it yourself, which would be super cool. but I don't have an extra $25,000. This has been such a fun build to imagine what could be possible, to see what it actually costs. I don't usually think about it when I'm doing these renders, but 25 grand, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You were created to create, so go out, create something awesome. I will see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. Take care, guys.